Hey guys, Dr. Brown here, and tonight this is ninth grade geometry. And the geometry students here, the young lady that we met her father and her at Gong Cha, if you would go back to Gong Cha and give them your contact information so we can get in touch. This information is from page 82 to 92, let's say, in your geometry book. And so let's walk through what we're going to do here. We're going to look at slopes, how you would calculate a slope, and we're going to discuss the linear equation y equals mx plus b. We're going to look at x and y intercepts. And so let's talk about slopes. A slope in this equation is m. Some textbooks use y equals ax plus b. I think that's the political science guys. And us engineers, we use m. So I'll use m here. Okay. All right, so m in that equation is the slope. Well, what is a slope? Well, slope, m, is the change in y divided by the change in x. And you have a graph, you have y on this axis, x is on this axis. Positive x, positive y, positive y is everything above the x-axis. Negative y is everything below. Positive x would be everything to the right of the y-axis. Negative x is everything to the left. Okay? All right, so change in y over change in x. Now, many times we're given points like this. And this would be the point, x point and y would be how they're listed. So this is, we'll call this x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Okay? Actually, I used to do that because in the m formula here, change in y is y sub 2 minus y sub 1, x, and then the change in x is x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I still do this to this day. I know this sounds crazy. I will label which is x sub 2, y sub 2, x sub 1, y sub 1. Now, if you list a sub 1 for the x term, the y sub 1 is the other term inside that parentheses, okay? Because if we're calculating this m, the slope for this guy, I've got y sub 2, which is this 2 minus y sub 1, which is this term right here, it's 0, divided by x sub 2, 2 minus y sub 1, which it's 0. Okay, so I have 2 over 2, which is 1. So m in this equation is 1. Okay? So the slope for this one, m equals 1. All right, let's do the same thing for this problem here. What would the slope of this guy be? All right, let's do the same thing. That's x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So I have y sub 2, which is negative 3, minus y sub 1, which is 2, over x sub 2, which is 3, minus 3 minus, but what is x sub 1? It's a negative 1. Now, hopefully you're really good with your, if I have numbers like minus positive is the same as plus a negative. Minus a negative is plus a positive. Plus a negative is just that, plus a negative. Okay, what a plus a positive, it's plus a positive. What do I have here? I have a negative minus a positive 2. So that's -3 plus a -2. That's minus a positive. That's what I have. It's same as plus or negative. So that's -5 minus a negative, minus negative plus a positive. So that's 3 plus 1 is 4. So I have a -5/4. And if you think about a number line here, if I have a -3 and I'm subtracting 2 from it, if I take away, I need to get smaller. Well, -5's a smaller number. They're only, it's on the other side, they're adding. So this is -5/4. Okay, hopefully you're good with that down there. All right. Some of the other questions they had or comments in your text was dealing with x and y intercepts. If I have the equation y equals mx plus b, m was the slope, b is the y-intercept. Where does this line, you could, instead of calling it intercept, maybe intersection point is what this guy is. Where does it intersect the y-axis? Okay, so if I have an equation that says y equals 3x plus 2, what is my slope? M equals this number right here equals 3. B, y equals mx plus b. B is noted as the y-intercept, y prime. That's when x equals 0, because that's, x is 0, that's when you're running along this axis right here. So if x is 0, y equals b equals 2. So my y-intercept equals 2. So what would that look like? So here I would be at this point right here. My y-intercept is 2. My slope is 3. Now we know slope is change in y over change in x. And that's 3/1. So if I'm at 2, x goes over 1. Then I go up 3. 1, 2, 3. So that line would look like that right there. Okay, it's a straight line, sorry. Now what about the x-intercept? So we have m equals 3. We have a y-intercept that equals 2. And our equation was y equals 3x plus 2. The x-intercept occurs when y equals 0, because I'm along the x-axis. There's no positive y or negative y. I'm somewhere on there. Okay, so 0 equals 3x plus 2. Well, I have 0. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides so as to eliminate that 2. So -2 equals 3x. So now if I divide both sides by 3, so this x equals -2/3. X equals -2/3. So it's somewhere about in here. So my line was not very good, was it? Let's see. It should have looked like that. That's better. So we're intersecting up here at the point, y prime was 2, slope was 1, 1, 2, 3. So this point was 1, 5. This point is 0, 2. This point is y is 0, so I have negative 2/3 0. That's this point right here. That's x and y intercepts. Now, let's go over it one more time. We have y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, change in y over change in x. That's y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay? The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So y equals mx plus b. If x is 0, this is gone. So y equals b. So we call it y prime. That's in that equation. I know that's my y-intercept. So that, what was it, 3x plus 2 we had earlier? I know that's my y-intercept. X-intercept occurs when y equals 0. So in my equation where I had y equals 3x plus 2, I set y equals 0, and then I solve for x. Okay? All right, let's work a few more problems you had in your book. One of those, they wanted us to find the slope x minus 4y equals 1. They said take that equation and find the slope of the line. Well, the form is y equals mx plus b. So we want to solve this equation for y. Since y is negative, x minus 4y, I'm going to add 4y to both sides. Okay, so negative 4y plus 4y, those cancel. So I have x equals 1 plus 4y. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. So this 1 plus 4y, y minus 1, the 1's cancel. So x minus 1 equals 4y. Now I divide both sides by 4. Get rid of that here. Now, you know if you have a plus b over c, you can break that into a over c plus b over c, right? That's actually the concept of getting a common denominator so we can do this. But in this case, I have this situation. I want to break it apart. So now I have x over 4 minus 1 over 4 equals y. I'm going to just put the y on the other side. Y equal. Now, what is x over 4? It's 1/4. Y equals 1/4 x minus 1/4. So if I'm looking at y equals mx plus b, what is m? It's 1/4. What's my y-intercept? It's negative 1/4. So y-intercept is somewhere negative 1/4, somewhere around there. And change in y is 1, change in x is 4. So every 4 units I go out, 1, 2, 3, 4, I go up 1 unit. So I'm somewhere, if I was minus 1/4 and I go up 1, I'm somewhere around 4 3/4, somewhere like that. That's that point right here. And then the other point was right there. So what does that look like? Wow, let's see. Looks something like that. That would be my line. Oh, it looks like my x-intercept is somewhere around 1. Of course, who knows, I just swagged these. I just did it by eye. Well, let's figure it out. Okay, x-intercept occurs when y equals what? When y equals 0. So this was my equation, y equals 1/4 x minus 1/4. If I set y equals 0, so that's 1/4 x minus 1/4, I'm going to add 1/4 to both sides. So I have 1/4 equals, those cancel, 1/4 x. Now to get rid of 1/4, I need to multiply both sides by 4. So 4 over 4 gives me 1. 4, so that's 4 over 4 times 1/4. So I'm left with 1 equals x, and that's the y-intercept. So it should be that I intercept this thing at 1. And I did. I got lucky graphically, okay? All right. So that's how we would do our x and y intercepts and find the slope. All right, let's do one more here. They said they have 8x minus 4y minus 16 equals 0. Well, we had a similar situation. I've got a negative 4y. I'm going to add 4y. So 8x minus 4y minus 16 plus 4y. 0 plus 4y is 4y. So this one and that one cancel. 8x minus 16 equals 4y. Now if I divide both sides by 4, I'll just go ahead and break it out like that. Okay, 8 divided by 4 is 2, so I have 2x minus 16 divided by 4 is 4. That's 1, so y equals 2x minus 4. Okay, what is the slope? 2. So m equals 2. The y-intercept equals what? Negative 4. X-intercept equals what? Well, we need to solve for it. So 0, this occurs when y equals 0. That's when we intercept the y-axis, or x-axis, when y is 0. So 0 equals 2x minus 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So that's 4 equals 2x, because those cancel. Divide both sides by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. That equals my x-intercept. So we had m equal 2, y prime equals negative 4, but x prime equals 2. Okay, what would that look like? I intercept the y-axis at negative 4, so here I am. I intercept the x-axis at a value of 2. So slope is 2, so that means change in y equals 2, change in x equals 1. I mean, there's an imaginary 1 under all these numbers, right? Let's think about that. If I go over x over 1, and then I go up 2, and then I go over 1, and I go up 2, haha, yeah! So that's good. Everybody needs a big giant triangle. So our line would look like something like that. That line would be y equals 2x minus 4. What if we put in the 0.20? Because x is 2, y is 0. Four minus 4 is 0. Should work. Good deal. What if we put in, what is this point? This point is 0 minus 4. So y equals 2x minus 4. I put in the point x is 0, so 2 times 0, and y is negative 4. 2 times 0 is 0, so that goes away, so negative 4 equals negative 4. So that works out. One more. Okay, y minus 4 equals 3/4 times x plus 8. They're asking us what is the slope. I'm going to distribute the 3/4 to the inside. Okay, so y minus 4 equals 3/4 times x, which is 3/4 x, and then 3/4 times 8, which is what? 3/4 times 8/1. I can do that better, times 8/1. I'm multiplying the numerator times the other numerator. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 4 times 6 over 4 times 1 is 6. Okay, so we have plus 6. Now I still don't have y equals something, so I need to add 4 to both sides. Y minus 4 plus 4 equals 3/4 x plus 6 plus 4. These cancel. Y equals 3/4 x plus 10. So my slope is what? 3/4. My y-intercept is what? It's 10. So actually, so that's the change in y. 4 is the change in x. So at y-intercept of 10, so I'm up here somewhere, I could count over 4, count up 3, put that dot, draw my line. It's a little bit messy, sorry for that. Okay, this is a little bit about linear equations, y equals mx plus b, y-intercepts, x-intercepts, slopes, how to calculate those, and then what to do with them, okay? So there's many problems in your textbook for the young lady in 9th grade geometry. Again, contact Gong Cha and give them the contact information, or ping me on the channel, and let's talk, and so we can get on the correct problems in the area that's in your textbook and help you out. Okay, that's all for now. Why are we doing this? Together we're trying to build a better tomorrow through math. Keep studying, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.